Greta baseline, aggressive take. Little tip in from Hickey.
Going to help Matthew Dellavedova in the fourth quarter. He's logged a lot of minutes. He's been the best player in this series, but this is invaluable rest he's getting right now. Olbrich takes it right at and over Marcus Lee. He's been...
Show your hands. We don't want to give them anything. Play tough D and rebound. Nicely done, Brad. Olbrich, the spin. Left that one short.
Well, the shooting percentages are really good. 51% for the Hawks and 48% for Melbourne United as Olbrich attacks and misses.
Nice spin from Jack White, but Swakala Bullock put his lead. Kept it alive, smart play. Kel for Olbrich.
Great offense there by Illawarra in broken play. They maintained.
Wide open. That's clearly there was a breakdown of some description.
Harvey with feet to Lockie Olbrich. Points in the paint. Continue to pile up for the Hawks.
And
Hawks almost gave it up. Shot clock at 8. Olbrich denied by Lowe. Nice D. Did well not to foul. In this game.
This is his fourth offensive rebound in the contest. Tough.
Super tough from Olbrich.
the composure, Drew, is most...
Olbrich makes it 9 unanswered points, and Melbourne have got a massive problem now. Illawarra with some space and some room to move.
Whoa.
Olbrich taking it upon himself. Doesn't score. Hickey, another offensive, are on the edge of glory. Hickey, great pass inside.
You're witnessing the growth of a... It's not a bad thing. Rather that than taking poor field goal attempts.
Olbrich with the left hand. Score over the top of Lowe. The Hawks load up again. Pete. And it's back to 5 as we hit the last minute.
That should be Illawarra basketball.
Hawks still looking for their first bucket of the quarter. Nice feed inside. Olbrich can't score from underneath. Now the Hawks have got some problems.
You know, some last couple of shots, because of the pressure, sometimes around the rim, it's perceived pressure more than actual pressure, and they're missing a few bunnies that you'd normally expect them to make. Now, that's a good play.
Lead by 5, less than 3.5 minutes before halftime. Game 4 of the championship series. Olbrich again. Can't make it count from the painted area. He's one of... Rebound count starting to favour Illawarra, and in this series, you win the rebound count, you win the game. Nice pass inside. Timeout, Melbourne United. This is some sort of move.
They ever.
Hawks have had the better of them in the third term.
Flop.
Golding went to ground. He's already had a flop warning.
That should be a technical.
Unprecedented numbers for them. Pass, Greta for Olbrich. He scores.
Nice creation there by Dan Greta. He gets to the baseline, and Justin...
To do to get it done.
Well, right there, get the ball to their main guy. He's the guy that's going to win you a championship. He's starting to find his rhythm as Olbrich gets a key bucket inside, Jack. And it was hard to get an angle.
Well, Olbrich can just go in and help out. He's got the lead.
Olbrich blocked by Bowen.
Support by the public.
In this game, up for grabs, the championship. Up for grabs. Olbrich, big bucket out of the timeout.
Well, he knows that Lee can't do anything.
For him and Melbourne United. Harvey found the roll-up. Olbrich forces his way in. Great work from the youngster.
He's so strong, and I love how he keeps his hips. Great hustle.
That's a shank. Hawks get the ball back. So Cal back out there. Olbrich and Froling out there together as well, so the tall timber make it work.
Well, he's going to be reluctant to be too aggressive.
Playing a style of basketball that can travel and that can win tough games.
Oh, Olbrich plays through Jack White and one.
Size is a problem now, Andrew.
6 on the clock for Trey Kell. Has Olbrich rolling to the basket. Big finish from the youngster.
It wasn't pretty.
Of a championship series here in the NBL. Olbrich ultra aggressive on Marcus Lee, just creates enough room to help himself to a bucket underneath.
Really, as we look at Harvey, find Will Hickey again. He's got better as the season has gone on. Statistically, Will Hickey, so too, Lucky Olbrich, the young big on that attempt. And then a steal by Will Hickey. Spotting Lucky Olbrich, cutting baseline, but the youngster couldn't finish.
I don't think you realise how...
Third quarter, game one, that ultimately handed them the contest and a 1-0 lead. Well, I've done it much earlier today, and Lucky Olbrich off the glass. Derek, you had some numbers jumping off the stat sheet in the foot. Young Jung Lee again, other side of the court this time with not the result he was after, but Olbrich fighting for the ball. More points for the Hawks. Even when they miss, they find a way to score.
Here's here, just get everyone a couple of shots, and then you think the bench will come on in, rest these guys, because like you said, it's a pretty quick turnaround.
Oh, Lucky Olbrich! He says, watch me provide a highlight or two. This was directed towards Wieskamp. Kell hands it off for Olbrich, and Lockie cashes in with 2 more.
Game 3 in a playoff series, 1 win away from a championship series, and you'd be very, very happy with the way that season's gone. Yeah, they'll be disappointed with what's happened, but it's been a great stepping stone this season.
Nine, Derek.
He's hunting more. They're trying to set it up. There it is.
Olbrich, fumble, gets the shot in, puts it back himself, stays at it, young Lockie Olbrich.
Olbrich out there and into the action for the Hawks, spinning inside and finishing with class.
He always has good minutes.
16 points, and he's really efficient. Going 4 of 9 for the 3. Yeah, but he hasn't even seen any time yet.
Lockie Olbrich couldn't finish the first time, and he goes.
Game offensively, I think.
Sobe checks out, takes a behaviour warning with him. Olbrich underneath, over the top of Hunter, no good. Rebound falls to Glover. Justin Tatum rolling with him at the moment. Swakala Bullock pokes it away, and Lockie Olbrich has the rim at his mercy. Possession. Had 9 lead changes so far in the contest. Olbrich underneath. Tips it home. Hawks back ahead by 1.
Well, they're going at Geordie Hunter. Olbrich.
Crossover.
He's made both of his shots so far. Young Jung Lee, beautiful pocket pass for Olbrich, who ran into trouble under the backboard and gives the ball back.
Oh, it's playing with danger, but I hear you.
Here's Lockie Olbrich off the glass. The Hawks, the highest scoring team in the league with the best.
Phoenix overall to 51 of the Hawks. This is just an outstanding quality game.
As you'd expect, come semi-final time, there's some quality from Wieskamp. The big swat, the block on the Hawks hunting a half-set 3 with a 3-pointer right here. Still it's Olbrich down low. On Matt Hurt, Olbrich gets away. The reverse layup. Josh King wants a timeout.
And Phoenix falling apart on the offensive end in this third quarter. Mismatch.
8-point third quarter for them so far. There's Malik Lewis and his. So Watnoy carries good form against the Hawks in game 3 into this 4th meeting. Lockie Olbrich, the young, strong, assured talent.
Due to check back in.
Sitting right in front of us, getting riding instructions before returning. A rebound offensively from Olbrich. He gets his own. The Hawks reset with Jung Lee. The bounce pass, Greeder. The chip in by Olbrich, no.
It's the rebound count. 14-8 is what it is with offensive rebounds. 6 of them for Illawarra Hawks. And there's the 3-point play.
It's Lockie Olbrich. The first quarter started. Hawks by 9, who are a fantastic home team at 9-4. Trying to make it 5 straight home victories to see out the regular season. Here's Alex Tui.
Just the way he takes that contact and finish has been a highlight of his year, actually, what he's been doing so much.
Olbrich fighting for the ball, but he can't keep it.
They'll go back to this. Sydney will just take the initiative and make some back cuts, make some face cuts.
Olbrich. Back to Olbrich and Blanchfield. Shot clock at 5. Lachie Olbrich from outside. Not his range. Reader gets the O-ball.
22-15 win there for the Kings in that quarter, but it's still 31-4 in fast break points and off turnovers as Lachie Olbrich hits 2 and giving up 14 offensive rebounds.
90 points seems a fair way away for Sydney. Illawarra have won their last 14 games when keeping the opposition under 90. They go to 70. Beautiful move from Will Hickey to shake Watnoy. Then he went upstairs and ran into trouble. But Lachie Olbrich makes good.
Last week against Cairns, always a dangerous one, these ones at the end of the season with nothing really to play for. So a little lacking in energy at the moment. I've been impressed with how the Hawks have come out because it's not an easy one for them either to come and play at a team like this with nothing to lose.
This game is probably already theirs, but then you might just let some bad habits creep in. This is what you always got to make sure you stay, as a coach, you got to make sure these guys don't get laxed. Yeah, it almost wouldn't look right having Parker in another uniform, even though he's only been here for the 2 seasons.
Nice little back pass from Hickey. Olbrich can't complete it. McCarron with the quarterback pass. Can't find anyone. Olbrich will get one last chance to have it.
New Zealand talent on the roster. There's certainly a lot of talented Kiwis playing international basketball at the moment and spread out all over the world. It'd be great to see some more of them come home. There's opportunities.
Season a little bit different, but it wasn't too far removed that they were in the finals game.
Well, if a certain guy didn't retire too early.
And Carlin Davidson upstairs says, no, Mr. Olbrich.
There's some trivia for you. Who scored the last points in the 2025 NBL season for the Breakers?
You know what, if that one...
Yeah. I want it all.
Good pass. Oh! This is going to be a goaltend. Yak doesn't like the call. Cal, just 4 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Olbrich got the mismatch. Then goes to work on Stoddart and has a chance to finish the play.
It's an NBL game.
Oh, wow.
That one has slipped straight out against Brisbane.
Oh, nice feed from Harvey to Olbrich.
The Jackies don't ring the...
Coach has gone to the benches again. Hickey with a nice move. And an athletic finish. Couldn't quite, but Olbrich's there.
One of the best hesitations in the league, Dabo.
They broke even with the Adelaide 36ers in the final quarter the other night when that game was put to bed. But other than that, they have not won any fourth quarters. It's been a big issue all year for them, closing out games.
And the back floater we've seen all year.
Hickey. Not too strong on that one, but there's Olbrich with some great energy and hustle.
Just as effective as Sam down low around the back.
Let's get courtside. Brad Rosen, you got a little injury update for us?
Yeah, thanks, Coach. I was in the background there. You are right. I'm watching Smith Milner now. His shoes and sockers come off. It's the heel that's the issue. It's right under the foot, and it's very painful.
And the way they push the ball, and this is their bench. Remember that, except for Harvey.
There's Olbrich, who was sensational against Melbourne United. 3 of 10 now from the field for DeAndre Cook. And there's the size advantage they are battling with. And Olbrich loves every moment. Lee to Olbrich.
Oh, nice.
And this second unit just works so well together. It's as good a chance as they're going to have, isn't it, Leonard? You've said to me off air, they tick every box. They're not missing much, are they?
They do. Oh, okay.
And this kid loves it when he gets court time. Feels like they enjoy each other's success, don't they? You see them in post-game interviews and out on the floor, guys on the bench. They enjoy watching their teammates
perform like Lachie Olbrich.
Clark, the runner. There's a nice shot.
Aggressive. Come out. Oh, look at this transition defense.
Olbrich at the rim, and he's fouled by Marcus Lee from behind.
They just cannot get their defensive transition right.
It's been an exceptional defensive display by Illawarra.
Olbrich, the youngster, working on the veteran low and winning.
The spin move, the big fella.
Clark and LeBullock. We all remember their triple overtime game in 2018. What a belter of a game that was, as Olbrich gets the right kind of roll. And of course, last season it was designed as an alley-oop pass, but Lee knew he had the time to wait. Olbrich, beautiful off the left hand to keep it away from the defence.
Nice touch.
Rebound for Hickey. Lets the Hawks reload. And Kell is firing on target, but Olbrich gets close.
It just feels like every time Illawarra get an off 17.
Still,
quick 10 points here.
Olbrich holds his nerve despite the presence of Rob Lowe and scores with maturity beyond his...
Example of what you see Illawarra players do, what Jack White did, but then there's the drop-off pass, the kick-out pass. That was just a forced attempt with not a lot of options once he got in there other than to throw up a real...
18, Froling 14, Olbrich 12, and they're not stopping for anyone, the Illawarra Hawks. Olbrich again, too big, too strong for Rob Lowe.
No, not sure in the actual way it's unfolded.
It's just going to sound right.
I wish I could give Scott Wright a reply to you, Drewy, but here's Olbrich! Oh, the ring's reinforced because Lachie Olbrich...
This is where Illawarra really need to lock in. They've had an issue with leaking points.
Hickey took it straight at Humphries and denied the dunk, but Olbrich is there for the clean-up too.
And that's exactly what it is. It's on the same page, and it's something they can lose.
Nice tip in there from Lachie Olbrich.
That's something they tend to lose a little bit.
We hope commentary is scratching that itch, if it exists in any form, Bogues, as Olbrich gets close, can't finish.
I'm coaching my boys, so they're 6 and 8. So
they reset the Hawks here. Hickey. Olbrich letting loose with a 3-ball. And now 3-ball shooter this season. Why not let one go when you're leading 88-69? Here he is in more accustomed territory, but he misses again.
Few possessions, missed a few threes, and then given up a couple of shots and layups.
Olbrich fighting for the offensive rebound from outside. So the next made bucket will take the Hawks to 100 points for the 15th time this season, and Lachie Olbrich can't do it there. What's Coach Tatum thinking here as Kell gets his fingers to the ball. Swaka LeBullock to Olbrich, and Krizlovic was there, Days with the follow-up. Catching the rim, and Olbrich gets a kind bounce. Olbrich tried the reverse layup, but he couldn't get past Krizlovic or Hummer. The rebound, couldn't get it to go. Peatling pulls this one down. Flying through the air, Lachie Olbrich, the alley-oop. Maybe got something to say at the other end.
Come on, bro. Lost the last 15. You can't be talking trash.
Lachie Olbrich walking through. I reckon Rob Edwards is talking trash when he gets it.
Said Brad Rosen, if we don't turn the ball over and give away as many fast break points, it's all square. Over to you.
Well, you see here, Olbrich, he puts the ball in the hole, but this is all about pace. You look at the team that he's...
You know what? Sorry, it's all about the turnovers here. They've had 3 or 4 turnovers in a row, and that's what gets Illawarra running. When they start running, you can't compete.
2 more for Lachie Olbrich. Signs of what he can be in the future. Go back to Olbrich. Likes the matchup with Galloway. Just palms it in that right hand. Almost pulled down the miss. Hanging around the boards. 5-point game. After the Taron Armstrong triple. Great position from Lachie Olbrich, and Hickey surely obliges with the 5. 3 for the Hawks. Sam Froling's got 3. Edwards, Higgins, Titcher and Groves all have 3 for the Taipans. There is Lachie Olbrich laying at home.
This is special.
Halfway remaining in this one. Hawks down by 1. Cal inside. Olbrich up to his feet and up to the cup.
And they're back in front.
Nation from the Taipans. What have they got left in the tank here? Harvey inside. Can't get it to go, but Olbrich tips it home.
And that's what they do.
Had 22 points of 9 of 16 shooting to go with his 6 rebounds and 7 assists.
Lachie Olbrich. Got a good shot, but couldn't finish it and get to the hoop. Strong rebound, Darius Days. Will Hickey off and running that pace that Derek Rucker spoke about on show. Olbrich couldn't quite get there in time, but all intent, pure determination.
Lay out to Davo Hickey, but he missed it. It's not as normal in the offensive set that you get.
Olbrich fed by Blanchfield.
To me, you give up that. Yes,
Taking the second of those 2. So he's 3 of 4 at the line this evening. Olbrich can't finish. Tatum is frustrated courtside. So
matchup for Illawarra with Peatling trying to guard Wieskamp out there with the mood he is currently in.
Olbrich standing strong. This promising youngster.
But tonight, just a knockdown shooter. He has improved that so much. Good out of bounds play.
Olbrich on the end of it. Including 3 of 5 from outside. Hickey thought about it. It's not his range. Shooting in the 20% range from outside. Days with the reach. And the foul.
A big shot. First points for the game for him. Big 3.
Lee looks down low to find Olbrich. And the...
So where does the score come from here? Olbrich down to the baseline against Harrison. Wants to take him on, muscles his way past and gets it done. Nice finish from Lachie Olbrich for his first field goal.
Not a chance.
You're a coach.
I don't think you can afford to here. No, I think I'm rolling the dice here, Bogues. He's playing too well. His offense is too important right now. And this is a very good team you're playing against. You can't give them...
Bullets need a stop. They started this quarter up 2, got it out to 6 before the Hawks came marching back, and Olbrich marches inside for the finish there and a chance at a 3-point play. He started on the floor for the Hawks here in the 4th. And he's with it now to Olbrich. Bounces into Harrison. The big men go at it, and Harrison was excellent. Hands over to can't connect. And well done, Hickey. Shovels it forward to Harvey, gets it back, handball off to Olbrich for the finishing touches.
Textbook fast break basketball.
Good pump for that one. And they won. He'll get a good reaction, won't he? Yeah, he will. He's a championship winner for our club. We loved him there when he was there, and you know, we have no ill feelings, man. You win a championship for any club, you're celebrated. So I hope he, you know, receives the award.
Jalen Adams forced into a tough shot. He throws up the prayer and comes away empty now. Trey Kell. Hickey to Olbrich, who was big on Christmas night last year, is stripped of the ball. There's no foul. Lachie Olbrich, it was this game last year where he really announced himself, and there's a nice move.
And again, it gets back to
the way to stop Illawarra. Plenty of other teams have had a crack, and given that run of 100-point totals, not many have come up with the answer. Into double figures, cute from Will Hickey. Only just pulled in by Lee. Back to Olbrich. Nice from the Hawks.
Well, with 13.
Olbrich over the top of Windler. 2 more for Lachie Olbrich. 4 for the game on 100% shoot.
I'll probably give him to about the 2.5-minute mark. And then we got to get some peeps in.
Olbrich, he's home alone. And he's left to swing from the rim.
Shooting. You don't have to play super fast to get a lot of numbers up and be efficient. The same thing happened last year with Tasmania as Olbrich finishes again. It's all too easy. It's an absolute...
Dangerous. You spoke about it earlier, though, Pete. Trey Kell, he runs his team, man. He runs the team.
Runs the floor. Tip in doesn't go. And it's out of bounds. The loose balls they're picking up. Blanchfield, who just knocked down his 600th career three. Down to Olbrich. That is impressive for the youngster, except the finish wasn't there.
It was a 2-for-1 situation. He knew the time, he knew the shot clock. They'll get another look after Illawarra put this one forward.
That was a pass and a half. Wow. The look away was superb.
You mentioned Cal Bruton. We saw a bit of footage of him there holding the trophy when he was the coach. But we saw him earlier during the Bullets game celebrating Heritage Round. He's been to plenty of clubs and had plenty of success. Wildcats will come out of that timeout in that 2-3 zone. See what the Hawks do to punish him.
Nice. Oh, that's a good move. He looks so composed.
Well, they just
going for the double team. Couldn't make the play, though. He's had a couple of misses now from the foul line and inside the key. This man's not missing at all. He's barging his way through the key and scoring twos at will. After half-time, that one's short, though. Olbrich up against Almanza. Just a little further. Pressure is enough. There's Days. He can't make it.
Too late. Too late.
Well, he has it now. Almanza. That was a good move. He was stuck then. His feet were in.
It's upstairs. We asked the big fella to give us a dump.
And he's been in good form. And he ties the scores at 13 apiece. And they're going to look to take the lead. Fox.
You know, I love the way Olbrich runs the floor. He's a big man, but he can handle the ball. They kick it to him. Most teams won't kick it to their 5-man.
As we said, fourth in the league, almost 20 points a game at 50%. Now Olbrich can't get the form, but Peatling again was there, but he missed the bunny. And this time it's Olbrich who cleans up Peatling's mess.
Right. That's size. That's your size there, Liam.
Yeah, and Lachlan in 6.
Just don't like the fact that they concentrate on more threes and getting inside. And that's what the Hawks are doing. Easy basket, quick, easy.
Hawks slap. Loving the hard work Peatling's doing inside the paint.
Southeast Melbourne have knocked down their last three-point attempts. The whistle's been blown. Phoenix thought he was a travel. 4 minutes in the first quarter. Hudson trying to get the reverse, and here's Olbrich again, off and running. He thought he was fouled, and he missed it underneath the basket, and stays. I think it picks up. And to give you credit, Damon, you called it the pre-game show. You had a gut feel that maybe New Zealand would just be a bit flat. And they wouldn't come out of the blocks, and the Hawks have just blown them out of the water in this opening. Something going for them late in the quarter, not even he can. It's another turnover, and look at them off to the races. It's 5v2, pick your poison, they go to Olbrich.
It's a beatdown, a first quarter beatdown.
Shows like overtime, it's a terrific show. Pete Hooley, Damon, NBL Now in the huddle, just scan the QR code, download the app. What is Olbrich? Again, straight down the middle. And this next phase of the NBL season is going to be important for them.
Oh, they go to Perth after this, the doubleheader in round 10. Olbrich is just as simple. Their offense, when it's not transition, it's
set, no picks. He just throw it up to him.
No, to be fair, I'm giving all the credit to the Hawks. The way that, especially Sam Froling, there's Olbrich scoring on him down the other end, but the way that Sam Froling in particular,
he's going to draw some attention if he seals that way, so everybody else got to be ready to move off the ball.
Now Olbrich trying to show his range. Bit strong on the shot.
Looks like he's definitely flying under the radar as far as MVP conversations go, but 17 at a very high clip. Everybody's floating over Taco now.
Career high efficiency.
New imports a whole season to understand how the NBL's played and adapt to the style.
Olbrich, he had been shooting it pretty well range. He had been knocking it. His first meeting, these two sides this year, they last played in the playing game. Olbrich looking for 20. In the margin.
No good. And the Boomers, they have numbers. It's a 2-on-1, and that is going to be an easy flush there by Olbrich. Good defense, nice hands there, making things complicated for a strip. Australia now easily able to beat the full court press as Olbrich here now and get some playing time to some of these younger players as well. Unselfish give and go. And Olbrich, a little bit of hang time for the big man. And somehow gets the shot off on time. No good offensive rebound and nice little floaters.
They've got a couple of bigs and then a couple of shooters.
Here's one of them, Jung Lee. Lucky Olbrich gets free. Brilliantly provided for by the Korean. Heavy traffic. He was looking for Cooks. Harvey with the steal. Froling to Olbrich, and the two bigs leave it to Jung Lee. Gorgon wants a timeout. After the timeout, Sam Froling. And Lucky Olbrich feeding beneath the rack. Averaging 17 minutes per game this season. This man on ball right now. Lucky Olbrich had designs on a jam, but Bruce got there. Another three-point miss. Olbrich working down low.
Fantastic offense.
Great basketball. Just put up straight away. It's been a high turnover rate tonight. Olbrich can't score. I've been standing in a block.
When they rose, 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there, and he's going to go with the hot hand to start a quarter.
Olbrich through the chest of the bigger Montrez. Marshall will take it away from 36ers.
Jay,
Tell you what,
Trez can't wait for Darius to get back in the game.
he's got to get back into the game. They are robbing us of two guys competing at the highest level. Here we go. You know the rest.
Olbrich guarded by Humphries. Turns down the handoff, goes through the chest to Humphries. He's going to count anyway. The bucket's going to... A box office play from Montrezl Harrell. Olbrich. And that's what Justin Tatum's been preaching. He says he can do it on that end.
We're not going to get enough spots like for that first one from Philly Beach. I don't think we get one for that either.
Hickey finds Olbrich on the outside. That's no good.
Having said that, I thought they both probably could be.
Illawarra will come away with it. Cal from three. No good, rattles out. But Olbrich will come up with the board. And the Hawks, for the first time in a long time, have been...
Bullet. Trey Kales comes squeezing off the weak side, and all of a sudden, Sunday gets a wide open Trey ball. And there's Lachlan, just getting your misses. Mister, get your miss and put it back.
A reminder, they shoot at 28% for the season. This has been a welcome change of fortune for John Riley's men. Olbrich forces his way in.
Even a broke clock is right twice a day.
Almanza with a little push again. That's well short. And Hickey's got Olbrich on the move. Great athleticism from the big man.
Great pass by Davo. Way to run the floor. The Hawks are in fifth grease.
This time it's Peatling who gets rewarded and distributes to Olbrich. No foul. For the visiting Illawarra Hawks. Here's Lockie Olbrich. Little handoff to Hickey. The two-man game. Offensive rebound. Back out to Blanchfield. Olbrich takes it straight through Almanza and scores.
Not quite sure what that was.
He's so crafty.
I'm calling it.
Olbrich turns the corner. That's impressive from the youngster.
That doesn't change my mind. Tom Withers wasn't even on.
The block out, the rebound, and outstanding out left pass.
Olbrich at the other end.
That would have been 2 fouls. He fouled him.
Midway through the third quarter. Hey, find the roll of Lockie Olbrich.
And that's a great pass.
Not a great fourth quarter team either, Southeast Melbourne. Only won 3 of their fourth period so far in the year. Olbrich left that a little short.
That could have very easily been called a foul.
Litchfield And Olbrich for the Hawks. Glover, Air, Sobey, Hurt, and Malik Lewis, who's got his hands full here defensively. Glover's pass. Caught a hand on the way through. Blanchfield, nice find underneath for Olbrich. Sam McKinnon thought about a timeout there.
He did. He had a quick think and a quick... The voice of Justin Tatum courtside. Lachie Olbrich rattles 2 through.
And you're down and cuts that Illawarra lead to 1.
Lachie Olbrich left all alone. And he leaves his 3 ball short. Trey Kell trying to shake Krebs.
Get it going, get it going, get it going.
Olbrich puts it on the floor. The coach suggesting they were heading towards single figures on the shot clock. 9 seasons. The championship, the playoffs, it's all there. Matthew Dellavedova providing for Generation Next, which includes, in the opposition team, Lachie Olbrich. Falls back for 3 unsuccessfully. Harvey the rebounds. Olbrich on the front foot. Hard into low, no finish though.
Well, right now, Melbourne.
United by 5. Olbrich going it alone against Rob Lowe, who was dragged out of retirement to play on. But it will take some defending in the 4th quarter, you'd imagine, to keep Hickey and the Hawks at bay. Nice pass, better block, great defensive work, Jack White.
Well, outstanding.
Overseas, I think we now can officially rule Andrew Gaze out of that job. Stay here with us, Drew.
Tommy, please stop calling me, mate.
Days puts it.
They're probably just not, but they're shooting it as if it's going in. It ain't going in right now. And maybe looking at some other options. Oh, yeah. And the Hawks aren't almost carbon copy of what we saw in the second period, where Illawarra seemingly with the advantage, but this last couple of minutes of the quarter
is in round 1. Looked like the player of the game. Different story tonight. Beautiful pass inside from Cal, and Olbrich does the rest.
Last night as well. A big Sixers win. Back in action tomorrow against Melbourne United. Olbrich goes straight at Gak this time. And it doesn't matter who's out there. Side Milton Doyle. It's 4 of 13 against Perth the other day. 0 of 2 so far. Olbrich again inside and again making it work.
Well, it's a layup line. You didn't get the injury update there on Taron Armstrong?
Not quite before that Thursday game. It did sneak up on me a little bit. Here's Lachie Olbrich. He's sneaking up on no one.
Right back to the Hawks. Like, you just can't. Like, I understand you're down by 32. We talk about having pride and taking things personally. But you can't come out like...
31.
Steindl doing his bit to try and avoid that. Round 5, NBL 23. And now the lead at 33 for the Hawks.
Always taking the next best opportunity.
Both teams have used players already in the game as Lachie Olbrich opens his scoring account against the team.
No murmurs. He was not happy. he wanted everyone to know about it, too.
Well, good work again from the Hawks. They get Olbrich a look. He couldn't finish it, but Darius Days has got...
Guy, just a second-year pro, but doesn't force it, finds the open man, and D makes it count.
Inside from close range, it's Olbrich getting his 6th.
Well, you've got really good options on the interior, don't you? And Humphreys and Harold. Olbrich with the left hand.
High IQ play to take it straight at Olbrich. Comes it down again. Kell against Davis. Good contest. Skip past Olbrich. Working on Humphreys. Takes him on. Gets it down. Lachie Olbrich adds to his tally now.
On the mismatch with Hickey early in the possession. But the ball eventually went his way.
Here's Olbrich firing from deep. Off the mark. Humphreys.
And get organized on the offensive end.
Froling, right place, right time. And Cooks takes it off the rim. Shot clock and game.
Good defense.
Well, he's got to be smart now. And reaching in, Olbrich takes it straight at Oliver and scores. Great play from the youngster.
Great recognition again.
Stay incognito.
Do you think it could be a little bit of the length as well of Illawarra? Just that little bit for Adams. No doubt. As Lockie Olbrich finishes off what was a lucky pass there for Hickey, but just look at the...
Hickey's hands were absolutely spot on. What? Olbrich somehow makes it work or doesn't. Scrappy play. Eventually trade.
For the rebound. South Australian product having such an impressive start to his season. He's tried to fling that at the hoop, and Day's got it to work.
Credit to the Bullets for the way they've turned it up defensively. You knew they were going to make a run.
Olbrich, beautiful move underneath. What do you think would disappoint him most about how they've gone?
How he can be successful and aggressive in this time.
And he looked really sharp at the blitz as well, Halls, in different times. Crazy favour. Olbrich can't hit from outside, but he keeps it alive. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Matty. Big last quarter coming up here. It's part of this doubleheader on a Friday night. Here is Lachlan Olbrich.
Coast to coast.
And gets swatted.
1 on 4 usually doesn't end too well.
Hickey underneath. Olbrich. Not quite.
This is what happens, Joe. This is what I'm talking about. They should have made a layup
in here.
Turnovers are hurting. Bad shots.
Again, that pace element copes. Olbrich underneath. Too easy. Too easy. And that'll be a timeout for just...
Trey Cal lands on his feet and wants to get things moving. Hawks having a good couple of minutes here. They've scored the last 6. You can make that 8. And Adam Ford calls a timeout.
Points. They're also very conscious of what Tyler Harvey is doing out there and the impact that he's having.
Joe Healy courtside with us tonight.
They need import productivity to stay competitive.
Tipped in by Olbrich. It's too easy at that end of the floor.
O-boards are killing Cairns.
Good young talent coming through. And the Flames, you know, a shout out to our future Flames who came down. No contracted players. We had some DPs on that list. But they came down, they competed, and I'm really proud of them.
Played 36s at RAC Arena.
You can see a few of the Kings boys in attendance as well, and that's the beauty of Hoops Fest, is all the current players getting out and supporting who will be rivals on the floor. Jason
Stays. Olbrich can't finish it off. 2 players with injury. Wardenberg and Groves both off the floor at the moment. Jung Lee wants to get in on the part of your screen. Sydney and Adelaide tomorrow. The last game of round 1 here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Was it? Oh, it was a Randy Rutherford nightmare is what it was.
Olbrich, look at his spin, use the big body, gets into the paint. The NBA scouts sitting courtside going to like that physical
in action. You see them working on it. It was something that they really wanted to do last year a lot, and I think now having Lockie on the floor as a playmaker in that high post.
And that's where Olbrich is so dangerous. Every time he's catching that rebound, he is putting... Froling. Finds Blanche again, gets it back to Olbrich. He's had a lot of success down low, continues his dominance. And I'll tell you what, if I'm an NBA scout, been all united this quarter. I believe it was a 6-point margin to the Hawks at quarter time. There's a zone now from Melbourne. They find Olbrich down low.
Great pass. Beautiful, simple, easy zone offense. Lucky Olbrich. Surely 1,000.
I'll tell you what I say.
1,000 has to be something.
Drive him out onto the stadium in a little rental car, the Europa car.
Lovely little righty hook from Lockie Olbrich. In fact,
I believe there's a bit of spiritual stuff goes on. A bit of it's beyond me, but
okay,
it seems to work.
Olbrich
again, just using his strength to get through the paint and put him up. Head coaching, we might know that they've just gone a little bit too far. The team manager. Olbrich from outside, that's what he needs to do, and he does it right there.
think Lee made a business decision as well. I think he could have jumped at it, but he didn't. My guy Lee.
Olbrich gets deep in there again and just uses that body as he has time and time again. As we say, we do not condone bullying.
Enjoyable fourth quarter.
Blanchfield finds Olbrich on the outside, turns down the three again as Liam Santa Maria throws his head in his hands. But as I said, Liam, he's so dominant in the middle.
Interesting one with Bryce Ellis, that a lot of veterans, when they kind of get to Bryce's age in their early to mid-30s, they're looking to play less minutes and manage their way through. Not him. He wants to play more minutes, and he can talk about how it should be. That can come later in life. Olbrich getting to work on Almanza. And a turnover, a rare one for Perth. Here's Olbrich! Off the lob from Swaka Lavulik.
Them a really different dynamic, of course. The last time we saw him, Liam, he was winning a championship with the Sydney Kings. Oh, here comes Olbrich! Oh, wow!
Makes sense.
Angus Glover out there at the moment. Olbrich stepping outside. We know that he can hit that.
You know, for the Next Stars particularly, a couple of the guys that were here last year already are Next Stars again. So Rocco Zakarski we saw last night. Really excited to see Alex Tui tomorrow for Southeast.
We'll talk about the Next Stars shortly, but I'm keen for your thoughts on Lachie Olbrich, who we've seen a little bit of.
Here we go.
And we see him now, just finishing as he goes to the cup. Last year, he was one of the breakout players.
That is unbelievable.
Liam and I can take all the credit for that, absolutely. Olbrich again throwing it down. He's done it with some force a couple of times already.
Really high clip. That's his first knockdown from long range, but showing a little bit of why Southeast Melbourne brought him in, what he can do at the offensive end. If they can open up that lane, the back cut is available, and he does a good job of reading the defenses. Lachie Olbrich continues to go to work.
Around 4:83, and we've still got 6.5 minutes remaining. The Illawarra Hawks are going to put up the first triple-figure score of the Blitz. Lachie Olbrich from outside. Can't get to 14 now, Nathan Sobey, for his 16 points. Matt Hurt's got 16 as well for the Phoenix. Taylor Harvey's got 18. Lachie Olbrich, he's got 17.
Good hit, and that's the...
Last time we saw Trey Kell at Wollongong, he had a triple-double. It was a sneaky one, but he got it.
Oh, nice move. Strong move from Olbrich. Seconds left on the clock. 1 point lead for Shanghai. Hickey passes off to Peatling. Olbrich gets underneath.
Olbrich
can't finish off.
He was too open then.
Well, we're going to step back.
Look out.
From Days. Olbrich with the rebound. And he just goes hard in the post.
Bit of a mismatch there.
Yeah. In against Yuan.
Yeah, he's
just after it. Gets it. Nice passing.
There it is
Harvey
again.
in the corner. Airballs it. It's down to 6. Nice rebound by Olbrich. Great play. 54-48. 35 to go.
Where he was about to go, and that's why these games are important, to get those combinations going and a good feel for the players.
Olbrich in there. Strong finishes. Again, offensive boards killing Shanghai at the moment. You know, they've seen what he can do. Olbrich fakes a 3, goes against Wang. Nearly turns it over. He gets the layup. And good heads-up play there from Olbrich. Goes straight. Hickey. Blanchfield with the drive. And, beautiful pass off. Olbrich destroys his assist. Gets his own offensive board, though. Kell controls it. He wants over the top to Peatling, but there's too much help defense. Olbrich, crossover, goes down, lefty, makes it, gets the foul, go to the line, Yan will pick it up.
And we see
Greta baseline, aggressive take. Little tip in from Hickey. The big minutes today in the absence of Sam Froling. Bowling with a handoff to Golding. Is that one short? 9 rebounds to 6 early on.
That last one that got Todd Blanchfield wide open. Just some unusual decisions by Melbourne United.
Are you saying you think that they're feeling the pressure a bit, game 5?
Well, there's been some great...
Illawarra almost daring Shea Ili and Jack White to shoot the 3. And then blocked. Huge play from Harvey.
They got numbers.
Hickey back to Harvey.
Is just a phenomenal performance in game 3 by Matthew Dellavedova. Almost single-handedly won it. He certainly controlled the game.
The Olbrich out on the floor. Tyler Harvey. Melbourne paying a lot of attention to Tyler Harvey. And it's working for them. He still cannot score. 4 points on 1 of 6.
Overs from United.
Harvey watched Dellavedova fly by. Can't score. Olbrich on the offensive glass. Dean Vickerman wanted to make Chris Goulding a priority out of the timeout.
He's seeing things that aren't there right now.
The shot. And down on this end, the Hawks are doing a much better job on United screening action.
Wow. They're starting to force things here, Melbourne.
They ever.
The visitors to still be in this game and to still be leading with what they're up against. And Lee misses both. The drama builds at John Cain. Next bucket is a big one. It's just a question of who scores.
Excellent defense there from the Hawks, and that's a foul on Marcus Lee.
24.
That will be
Hawks by 4. Melbourne have just gone a little dry offensively in the last few minutes. Clark tees off. Percentage down. Shot clock at 9. 7 seconds ahead of the game clock. Goulding playing through the contact.
A lot of contact.
The Hawks crash the glass again. Plenty of time for one good look to surging. Blanchfield relocates. Offensive rebound, Olbrich. Hawks can reset. 6 seconds. Brad Rosen set it. Quarter number 3, a crucial one. It has been in the series so far. Melbourne having the better of it.
There has been ebbs and flows in every game this series, and it's not going to change right now as we have burgers.
Yes, we do. Burgers courtesy of Marcus Lee. The code is Ali. Turns on the move. Lost his balance. Doesn't go.
Wow, it's physical.
This has been much better from Illawarra since one way is the noise for this crowd. Multiple attempts and Melbourne can't score.
Looked like contact on Clark's attempt.
What is with NBA? Almost 400 games. Utah, Denver, Golden State as a championship winner in 2017 in New Orleans. Here's Lachlan Olbrich.
Tatum says, forget it, don't worry, we save it.
Foxwell misses the freebie, so 32-30. And again, Foxwell, 6 crucial points.
Shoot it and have some fun, boys. That's what Tatum will be saying.
Young Lee again, other side of the court this time with not the result he was after, but Olbrich fighting for the ball. More points for the...
Game 3 in a playoff series, 1 win away from a championship series, and you'd be very, very happy with the way that season's gone. Yeah, they'll be disappointed with what's happened, but it's been a great stepping stone this season.
And last year, but now this Illawarra Hawks team has set another record. The highest score in a finals team by an Illawarra or Wollongong NBL outfit for 3-point makes.
Well, before the game at home, went to his closet, pulled his duffel bag out, and included the flamethrower. Blanchfield just torching Southeast Melbourne.
In the media conference after game 1, days, let's replay. Ask Blanchfield, how determined are you to win an NBL championship your first before?
Set it up. There it is.
Olbrich, fumble, gets the shot in, puts it back himself. Stays at it, young Lachlan Olbrich.
Looking to get back there for their first title since 2001. Step back from Foxwell from a mile downtown is no good. Glover getting set to check in for the Phoenix.
And he was really efficient. He's 4 of 9 for the free. Yeah, but he hasn't even seen any time yet.
Lockie Olbrich couldn't finish the first time, then he goes over the back of the head and had 9 lead changes so far in the contest. Olbrich underneath. Tips it home. Hawks back ahead by 1.
Well, they're going at Geordie Hunter. Olbrich
For the season. One of the most complete players in the NBL. No weaknesses to his game. Wieskamp hits on the rim, no good. And Phoenix falling apart on the offense.
It was knocked away by Harvey. Here's Ben Air from outside. No. And it's a Hawks ball.
Live with that, because this guy is just a bucket waiting to happen.
Hunter did not play in game 1 against the Hawks, but bounced back with 15 points game 2. His most recent outing, 24 points. And sitting right in front of us, getting riding instructions before returning. A rebound offensively from Olbrich. He gets his own. The Hawks reset with Jung Lee. The bounce past Greeder. The chip in by Olbrich. No.
Well, just the way he takes that contact and finish has been a highlight of his year, actually, what he's been doing so much.
Olbrich fighting for the ball, but he can't keep it. We'll go back to this.
Won these ones at the end of the season with nothing really to play for, so a little lacking in energy at the moment. I've been impressed with how the Hawks have come out, because it's not an easy one for them either to come and play at a team like this with nothing to lose.
Second differential between the shot and game clock. Hickey sizes up Lopez, gets him to shake a little bit, but great defense. And good defense on that possession from the Breakers, and they'll be rewarded. Nice sort of work into the paint. Finds Dane. Can he get on the board? No, he can't that time.
All right, with 3 minutes to go in this game, Tyler, Sam, and one
job when the real basketball starts.
Pete, you've been speaking, I saw in overtime, just about the little defensive rating of the Hawks. Didn't want to take the shot. Hill's not going to be shy. So it looks like they might notch 100 points again. An offensive juggernaut for the Illawarra Hawks this season. There's Tyler Harvey. Can't get it to go.
Dodged the bullet, trying to take the shortcut out of Higgins. Gave up a wide open three.
Coach has gone to the benches again. Hickey with a nice move. And an athletic finish. Couldn't quite, but Olbrich's there.
One of the best hesitations in the league, Davo.
First putback floater we've seen all year.
Hickey. Not too strong on that one, but there's Olbrich with some great energy and hustle.
Just as effective as Sam.
Is that one short? 9 rebounds to 6 early on. Illawarra's way. Greeder to the step. And the finish.
Smart pass to kick it ahead from Olbrich, and Greed.
That wasn't far off either. Out there with 2 as it is. Olbrich well aware of that. Engineers a pass to Wani. Swaka. Bullet.
Olbrich is a very good passer.
Has 12 points as the equal leading scorer in the game. With Ian Clark. Olbrich throws a bullet to Blanchfield. And this time it goes. Timeout Melbourne United. Tyler Harvey. And it's working for them. He still cannot score. 4 points on 1 of 6. Peatling. Unlikely 3-ball from Mason Peatling.
Well,
Olbrich quickly to the other end. Changes his mind. Back out for Hickey. What a roll.
outstanding play.
So the Hawks for their first point of the quarter. Kelsey Brown, you listen to Justin Tatum.
I was listening to him. He wants to go straight through Sam Froling like we see here. That's what he said. Get him the ball. He said, we've got to play some...
Olbrich did enough.
And he's down hurt.
Foxwell's hit the ground hard. Back to his feet quickly. And now Greeder at the other end, off the glass.
Amazing.
We wondered whether the Hawks would feel pressure, the regular season champions, their first regular season championship, as Darius Day says, we don't feel pressure, we thrive.
The unexpected, anything can happen, and Phoenix, they will keep going.
Malik Lewis, the 20-year-old, Trinidad and Tobago. The 90 seconds left in the first quarter. Lachie Olbrich trying to back down. Angus Glover, he kicks it out, and Todd Blanchfield does it again.
Well, that's a bad scout and get through. He stays low point guards. He is textbook the way he dribbles that ball, and that is just way too easy.
For Will Hickey to finish. We're back to Derek Walton Jr.
I did, and it was a passionate plea to his troops. He said, guys, I don't want any hero ball. I cannot take this from you. It is not good enough. He'll be happy with that, though.
He can find the open man. He can see everybody.
H.J. Lee makes a business decision and avoids Taco fall, but he gets another go at it. Taco. That one's going to be called for goaltending. And in this third term. Olbrich, we haven't seen too much of him tonight. Greeter pulls up. Ooh, count it off the glass.
2 dribbles. Shot fake, 2 dribble. Pull up and...
Olbrich will set the screen and then roll. Great ball movements. Wow.
Taking advantage of the way the Jackies are trying to just about small sample size, but a proven sniper.
Olbrich just hands it off to Peatling. Strong.
He's having himself a game.
Now have to get back on defence. Olbrich, who's been sensational his last weekend. He's almost unstoppable. There's the little push shot from Todd Blanchfield.
Yeah, Tiny's mid-range is like... I want to know why there's so many injuries. Why other teams aren't having these injuries? Yes, you can have bad luck, but if it's happening year after year, then, you know, you got to have a look at who's running the show.
Kill inside the runner off the mark, and Olbrich gets an offensive rebound. Darius Days from outside. He's feeling it this evening. Days to Mooney. That's Darling loses it. Another turnover. And Days can elevate here. Takes the safe option to finish and makes it 20.
And that's just instinct. That's not, you know, a lot of players have these moves that they've worked on. That was just instinct. And you love to see that kind of reaction.
Catch and pass from Olbrich to find Darius Days. We've been in some good atmospheres in here this season, Brad. And again, the joint is rocking his Wollongong. Hickey! Beautiful execution from the Hawks. They're in a mood today. It's Olbrich finds Darius Days in the corner, and Days adds 3 more.
Do you believe they are getting empty, or are we just giving into that now? Because the pace of the game is so different.
I think it's a mix of things. I think big shot by Days, but yeah.
Hawks. Lee from deep. Olbrich comes up with it, drops it off to Hanjung Lee, cutting to the hoop.
Great pass.
Inside, tries to get crafty with it. No good on the finish that time. Harvey, a fumble, gathers, fires, it connects.
And for the grand total of 1:52. And now they're back on level terms.
Sometimes it crosses the line, questionable by the beholder. But
he feels like they've gotten away with 3 travels.
Good ball movement there, Olbrich. Good recognition, found Hickey for the finishing touch.
They've performed pretty well on the road this season already. They're 4-5, so they can handle their business as Hanjung Lee knocks one down from deep.
And the Salvos, just one organisation that does so much to help. Well done. It's great to see the Kings on board again with the Salvation Army. Look at Tyler Harvey starting to find his... In the first quarter, we've had 49 points so far. So these teams living up to the pre-game billing. Days.
And that's better. That's what I like to see from Darius Days. Don't sit.
Won by Triplet. Greeter. A little heavy on his shot. Now Lee. Oh, you don't give them that many shots. And finish in the hands of Hanjung Lee.
Hanjung Lee. Oh, try and bank that.
Oh, he does try and do it. Audacity.
What in the world is he thinking?
Harvey shows him the way.
That's what he does in
time. He's got 16 at the moment. He had 41 to halftime on Sunday, and there it is again. An open man underneath the hoop. Day scores.
2 points at margin.
Pass inside, one is there, and another two.
And that's the double I'll be getting rid of. You've got Amanza guarding.
Got 40 for the 5th time in his career. But the Hawks will get the chocolates. Waddy finishes with a one-hander.
Double header to follow this one. The Adelaide 36ers and the Tassie Jack Jumpers. Todd Blanchfield getting some early minutes. The veteran. And that's what he's been doing his whole life. Sovi wanted to be aggressive. Froling with the rejection. They're big here. Illawarra Hawks. They've got Olbrich and Froling on the floor at the same time. Cal, little mid-range.
Jack Jumpers, although big
without Jordan Glover.
Yeah, Sean McDonald's back.
Yeah. Trying to pick a winner in this one is almost impossible as well. There's Tyler Harvey, silences the crowd.
And this is a tough shot. Isolation play, contested fadeaway. And then Sobi runs past Darius Days. A couple of bad plays.
Be out there and the star import. Taco Fall back into the game. Trying to look for that 6 block to equal the record of any NBL player on debut. He tried, but Tyler Harvey just got it over enough.
His first 2 baskets of these qualifiers, first 2 points, excuse me, and inside mismatch presence, nice hesitation as Bannon easy.
Plenty of ball movement from the Hawks. It finishes with Olbrich out for Lee. Young Lee. For 3.
That's better basketball. And what is that percentage? It's high. 7 of 11 from the field, 63% as Davo lets one fly.
Hickey with a much-needed bucket. Much-needed bucket, Damon. Shakes his head saying, why do you even bother?
Talk about Damon. There's any sideways action. They're just going straight through the chest as Lee answers back.
That's what Illawarra need. Lee. Olbrich. The matchup on the smaller deck. Finds Hickey, fades out, he gets the and one. Much needed bucket, we've said that time. Six has certainly given the Hawks plenty of chances. Olbrich finds the double and finds Peatling down low, the great pass. And a timeout to the Adelaide
clock. Swarkle a bullet. Olbrich kicks it back out. And they start again. Harvey on the move. Make that 22.
Easy, man. She's been so caught.
Couple of different looking lineups. Olbrich drops that off for Jung Lee, who's fouled and one.
You got to make sure there are...
Organization, Melbourne United rewarded with a bucket.
Olbrich down low, kicks it out for Blanchfield. Todd Blanchfield ignites the sandpitch.
And Cook from Justin Tatum on the way past. Trying to play his role at the offensive end. Hickey checks the feed.
Wow.
Got it.
Passing angles, so he's knocking it down.
4th team foul on Adelaide. That was called on Sunday, Ditch, his first personal. So they need to be careful from here on in over the last 3 minutes. Hawks work unsuccessfully there with Lat Mayan. A little later, it's Brisbane against Sydney coming your way. Jung Lee knocking down the shot. He's up to 7 in the game.
Getting it done. The bench unit gave him what he needed. It's not been a surprise to see them in action early here. What about the ball movement from the Hawks? And HJ Lee doing what he does best.
21 points in the end.
Oh, you got to get a hand there. Here's Lee. You know the rest. Got to get a hand to that man. Oh, Lee for 3.
So I'll find out more, but at this stage, he's behind getting investigated.
Lee from the corner. Whack.
We need the NBL. See, he's played in the G League and come back with a different mindset, and he looks like a completely different player.
4 of 6 for 12 points tonight. Lee outside again. Here's a flamethrower.
So manic he's been.
His final possession. Olbrich. Underneath to throwing. It's regulation. Can the Bullets beat the buzzer down by 9?
And we thought, okay, this is going to be interesting to watch, but these minutes were carefully managed for the back end of the tournament. Jung Lee is fouled in the act of shooting 3. Olbrich swings to Swakala-Bullock. Second three of the night.
Good basketball. It was earlier as Bradshaw lets one go. I thought Stike was really good up at the blitz.
And it's a tongue for Illawarra. They raise it in.
Impressed. You know, he came out and had a sterling first hit out here at the blitz. What I tell you, I was talking with the NBA scouts as Darius Day's draw board. Is one of the things I like about this three-pronged front court rotation of the Hawks. Easy whistle there against Kyle Boland as he grabs Lockie Olbrich.
Clark looks to push, gets pressured, and Lockie Olbrich comes up with it. Lee in transition. Draws the foul on Rob Lowe. He's going to the line for two.
I'm here for this more aggressive hunger.
4-point lead to Melbourne United. Hickey works off for the little elbow jumper, gets that one to fall. And that'll be the development in his game, getting that
one dribble in the chest, and then he was able to attack him when he was a little bit off foot.
Wildcats by one, but only for a moment.
The NBL Instagram's going to be wild this season.
Sure is.
So many dunks, so many highlight reels. And another one.
Dead three from Tyler Harvey.
5. He's going to be such a mismatch nightmare in this league when he gets an opportunity to play in that role. Really, really fun player for Southeast.
We'll talk about the next stars shortly, but I'm keen for your thoughts on Lockie Olbrich, who we've seen.
He is, I guess, but like Trevor Ariza would be like a good person for him to study tape-wise, right? You know, I'm trying to think of other examples. There are a number of them, though, where teams...
13 on the afternoon, now in the open court. We know that he can facilitate here. Heatling with the finish.
Beautiful stuff from Olbrich.
Hickey assesses the situation. Olbrich stripped by Illy, good hands.
And Harvey concedes it was increased from Melbourne United.
They're still in touch. 11-point ball game. Absolute prayer from Golding, a turnover. A sloppy one.
Wow. And 5, Olbrich has held it down in the paint for the Hawks.
Oops. He had a little rush of blood to the head there. A shot that's going to be easier than the puck. Down to a minute remaining in the third quarter. It's been a good one for the Hawks. It's a travel from Olbrich.
He caught it with the moving. This man is who I want to see get to the hoop for. They're doing a great job on him, Melbourne.
Olbrich tried to find Swakala-Bullock, but Golding saw it coming. Big country, he's just 20 years of age, but his stat line tonight, Drewy and Derek, 7 points plus 21. His impact has been profound. And except for that time.
Blanchfield is coming off a 28-point outing, and he's not been seen yet in this contest.
A turnover there might...
White still stuck on 9 points. They didn't give him a block for that.
It's going to be an offensive foul. Justin Tatum doesn't like it.
Lead point guard.
Taron Armstrong, game time decision with a sore back. He wasn't coming up. And they want a backcourt violation.
We will see him again, but they're just going to see how it goes.
And Illawarra Hawks going back to that pick and roll action once again. Lockie Olbrich got the trouble there, but...
Is Isaac White? No, he's capable of scoring points. Got an opportunity to start for 3 games when they were missing some soldiers and held himself really nicely.
He let it fly.
The Olbrich gets the offensive rebound and throws it away. He was looking for Tyler Harvey. Kyle Bowen doesn't get there in time. Melbourne's last 2 games, men, both wins, but they had to come.
Point lead again.
Olbrich throws it to McCarron, who quickly goes back to Bolden and Meninga. Afternoon of Sunday hoops for you. Olbrich gets the rebound. Now it's a scramble and rolls towards Sam Meninga.
The team manager who actually designed these singlets. He does so much hard work, and previously with the Bullets, in fact, he was here in this venue when they won the championship in '07 with Joey Wright as the team manager. Average 13 turnovers a game, Brisbane, so to have 9 at this stage is way too many. Casey Prather in a tangle with Olbrich, and the foul's going to be called on Lachie Olbrich. Hickey gets it to Kell. Some way from the hoop. Now tries to split a couple, and foul's going to be called on Lachie Olbrich. An offensive foul's going to...
That's not who they are. It's all going to start with communication on both ends of the floor, and on offense, he wants to see the ball move.
Travelling violation called on Olbrich there under good. They had 34 points in the opening quarter and 34 points since then. Made a tick over 2 in the final. Blanchfield fires. They're going to wave number 600 away.
Olbrich stripped of the ball by Harris, who makes up for the foul and scores.
Guerra to Pepper. Goes the floater. Guerra was underneath. He gets knocked down, but the points will count. We got basket. Hawks will work through their set. Olbrich showing off his handles. He's confident. Back into the other youngster in Lewis. But again, a good defensive set and then just an unnecessary turnover.
He shoots that thing awfully hot, isn't it?
13 points for Wieskamp. Oh, so you were listening in to Josh King at that time out?
I was. He said, we keep making it hard for ourselves, and he said the age-old, do we want it or do we not? He also said what you said, Lenardi, wants the offense to go a lot more through Matt Hurt.
Including away wins in Sydney, Melbourne, Cairns.
Sam Menenga's down on the other end. Got one to the face.
That was another golden opportunity to throw one down.
Australia now. And it's going to be a moving screen, so how about that? 3 turnovers.
Left in the opening half. Lead to Olbrich. And he gives it straight to Jalen Adams. Now, I'm sure the feel how the crowd getting nervous. It's back to 10. The Kings have spent much of the game stuck in quicksand. Offensive foul against...
Spread out and taken advantage of, and the foul trouble to the bigs certainly has not helped their cause.
It's a turnover. You don't see a lot of from the Hawks.
In the meantime, but you can't have Ruben Tarangi shoot it. Tyler Harvey goes all the way for a layup, and he's the one getting back to try and contest it.
Defense is down. He's just getting
back into it this evening. Oh, plenty of layers.
Olbrich underneath. Higgy lost the handle.
Wings out there on the floor trying to ramp up the defensive pressure.
Olbrich put it between the legs, and that wasn't wise. And he and Jalen Adams have been caught up right in front.
Glass giving his team another possession, and Paul Cole says, thank you very much, I'll take that 3.
Problems here for Olbrich.
That was clear.
Oh, that was very clear. That was crystal clear. Right next to where we're sitting. There's the man that he was talking to, Pedro Bradshaw.
Hey, Pedro, you got...
Seems to like the matchup with Jack White. Gets right in there. Can't get any success that time. Rain, hail, and Dellavedova diving on the floor in the preseason.
Picky, but...
Yeah, no, they're loaded with talent.
Well, Alex Tui, another guy's Olbrich again. Gets it picked off that time with the spin that's brought in success, and in the open court. Jack White always so...
Obviously a big task, but to see the way that Days can space the floor, I think it's going to do a lot for their offense.
See, shoot that. You got to shoot that, Lachie.
That's the one, and it's hard when you are so potent at the rim.
They might just need to play a little bit more defense. I like the intent.
And Jesse Wagstaff, at the tender age of 38, still throwing himself on loose ball.
It was for John Rillie in the off-season. He signed a 3-year deal, I want to say. And he's got a close relationship with the Perth Wildcats and with John Rillie, and he was a UC David single game, and you work on your shooting and your rebounding and your defense. I know for me, probably in the later part of my career, has been, defensively and just being a great teammate. Being a great teammate for my knocking down that 3 ball.
I think you'll have some fun throwing some lobs to Cam Oliver this year.
Absolutely. I've thrown a couple to him in practice, and he definitely loves the highlight reel, that's for sure.
Jump out of the stadium almost.
Team and have a lot of weapons, so being able to slow some elite scorers down is going to be a must for us to continue to stay in the game for the full 40 minutes.
Doolittle in the open court, upstairs.
Reasonably late to the game. Malik Lewis, I think he started playing basketball about 5 or 6 years ago. That's the travel from Olbrich, slightly indecisive before making that.
I think it was Kell and Harvey tried to switch. Both ended up staying on the one player. Oh, another steal. Nice steal there. Lee was.
For Golding. He boots it back up top to Dellavedova. Shot clock getting down to 5. He bullies his way in, and it drops.
Drops that left shot.
Dellavedova again. Drops that shoulder. Great team from Olbrich. Did well not to overcommit.
Low, good touch around the rim.
20 years of age, Lachie Olbrich. Number 2, nice hands from Swakala Bullock. Golding, late shot clock. Oh, created some room. No call from the officials. Next bucket is a big one. It's just a question of who scores.
Excellent defense there from the Hawks, and that's a foul.
But they're getting good looks. Focus on.
Joe Healy courtside. That's the noise inside this play. United have been much better on the glass. They've excelled that all season. Kyle Bowen reaching in.
They will torch those bigs. You got to find a way to get out of that mismatch. Does Kyle Bowen make up for his error? Not on this possession. There's a foul forced on Illawarra. The other side of the court staying right out of it. The coach of the year, Justin Tatum. As Sobey, the reverse layup, finds the hole. Since having 9 in the first half.
Well, that's a great finish, and to answer that, Matty, sorry, I was watching it. The answer is
high. It's Illawarra out by 5. Sean Bruce trying to have the final save for Sydney. There's time here for Blanchford. Olbrich score. Jalen Adams allowed to work his way to the rack.
Well, I feel offensive.
Guys who know you can fill it up, he fills up the stat sheet, but they go extra hard for defensive boards. And Damien, I said it last week, something we need to change for next year. For the Hungry Jacks coach, the Cheeseburg.
Here's Edwards. Again, gets to the free throw line. Gets fouled. That's the second. Board possession here. Adnan takes it upon himself. Couldn't finish. He can stitch it.
These is just something special about shooting in Illawarra.
Like a hula hoop.
I mean, it is amazing.
Adams with a nice move.
That's a nice move by Adams.
Across his last 4, despite averaging 13 minutes. Hasn't quite found the radar.
He's just playing with a lot more poise and calmness the way he plays. We know that he can just shoot the lights out and make those crazy trick shots, but he's just got that level of...
Just before 3/4 time. Norton tight ropes the baseline, does it nicely. Makes the most of his opportunities. Now he's trying to guard Isaac White, and he thought he did a good job. Got a bit of the ball.
That's that record, 37 assists, yeah?
Yep, that's a new record in the 40-minute era. As a team, 37 assists.
With 6 the season will go through those phases, and to pick up those wins, they could have easily been losses. Showed that a lot of the time the spirit of this Melbourne United. We've seen some nice touch by both teams with getting into the paint. That's just too easy. Allows them to flourish.
Dellavedova. Off the glass and through.
Mark. So the fact that there are only 16 points on the board almost through this first quarter is remarkable by the 36ers defensively.
Vasiljevic off the mark. Long rebound.
Don't let up as we head into halftime.
Best part of 6 minutes to go. Mooney, he's off the mark.
When everyone touches it, they generally get a very good shot.
Shooting at 53% from the field now, the Hawks, after a slowish start. Armstrong waves Higgins Titcher away. Comes around Groves, matched up with Olbrich, puts it on the floor, rising high.
It's also what he's brought to the team. I mean, the team was on a roll last year, but he's that extra piece that they needed. He controls the tempo. He's big. Make that defense shift and get to the basket.
Adnam guarded by Olbrich, stepping back and lacing a triple. Eighth lead change in this second half alone. Groves on the take, make it 9.
Hickman's off all night.
Be a good man to foul if they can. He launches it up court. It's picked up by Edwards.
There we go.
There might be a tail to right here.
Wieskamp comes back for Southeast Melbourne. Impressive winners last start against Adelaide, and Foxwell makes it look easy.
Great. What do you think, Derek? Yeah, same for that second half. No same in the first half of TV.
Norton off the front of the rim.
Selling out on the defensive end on Tyler Harvey. I'm not giving him any opportunity to impact this game.
Cook fires, short on the rim, loose ball. Norton came to it.
100 points or more. Yeah. The Kings scoring well tonight, but looking to apply a clamp on Illawarra's.
To Jack White.
Krebs pulls up on Olbrich. He's given some room to shoot.
And then go one-on-one. A zone's a try, but it's still working. Great work by Illawarra.
Webster has to stop the pop and drop the 2. Here comes Cotton, told to go away. Hand in the face. Swish though, does not matter. Cotton again. Spins his way to the hoop. Has he got 40? He's got 40 for the 5th time.
Out of the Phoenix last time they were in this building.
What do you have, 16 and a quarter or something?
Oh, Foxwell trying to take on the big boys.
A little bit of hang time for the big man there as he is able to flush it home. And nice passing there by the Boomers as Lish.
You've got to push him the opposite way. He could just run Hung Jong Lee right there, get wide open. You've got to make him do something different.
That's correct, Brad. Adams. He's a man for the big moment. T. Harvey. Now Cooks loses the ball. It's fielded by the Hawks. He'll pull the second time this season. Their only other foul outs have been 2 by Xavier Cooks. Along with Quatnoy, of course, this evening.
King is watching on, not here tonight, but he's watching the game. Welcome to the NBL, Josh. He'll like the look of that.
That's a pretty shot. Exactly. Jack, you gotta be a GM. You're 100% right.
I think I'm a bit too black and white for that.
Why is he on the roster if you're not gonna use him?
Firing. Right now, he's hit his last 3 shots, up to 9 points.
Back at you. Back at you, says Cam.
Harvey with 2 fouls changes how they look from the perimeter.
Edwards has 4 points. Puts the ball on the floor. 2 for Meyer. Shot clock at 5. Head down to the basket. Bradshaw came in.
Eke out a hard-fought win, so I can understand why Adam Ford may have been a little conservative.
Concerns. You just hope that any time he even slightly pulls out that it's not another. Oh, terrific finish from Barker, floating it.
Suffolk. Minute and change to play right now, and they trail by 31.
Steindl doing his bit to try and avoid.
Contribution here for the 36ers. Vasiljevic. One way, back the other. Again, just marches down the middle, draws a contact.
It's just way too easy. Make one move and get all the way to the basket. Nobody there.
Davis at the other end looking to answer. Couldn't finish it. Kept a
Earlier in the term, Dallas pass, maybe a bit fortunate to find Norton. Doesn't quite get the roll. Look at this evening, as well as Joe Healy. Well, Peterson, Leonard Copeland, Pete Hawley calling the action for you. Nice move from Dengadell.
And don't think that Dengadell didn't want to come and put on a...
4 players in double figures, Illawarra. Days, Harvey, Olbrich, and Froling. It's a big rebound by Hickey.
Daly, pulling it up as he so often does. He loves this Gold Coast air. Daly, not so much that time. Darius Days pulls down for United. Doesn't have a Huck Porty or JLA to throw the lob to. Finds the floater for himself.
So patient on all of his stuff. I'm not sure, but I definitely need to get on that diet.
Clark looks to push, gets pressured, and Lachie Olbrich comes up with it. Marcus Lee slips out of the on ball. Shea Illy looks him off and goes a little up and under himself. Can't get it to confident.
I think we're going to see it a lot this year. Like, he's got some serious game. And I think now that he's got his confidence up, we're going to see that.
Dellavedova, you mentioned at the pit. Daly working the on ball. It's Melbourne United just wear you down with these on balls consistently. 2-3 every possession.
They've got great.
By the end of this season, I wonder what sort of conversation we're having about him.
The conversation's been tough shot. The conversation's been super positive,
right? Like that's, you know, there are a number of those players in the NBA right now. Like, you know, Trevor Ariza is a little bit bigger than he is, I guess, but like Trevor Ariza would be like a good.
Oh, nice play there. I think it was from Dye. He couldn't get it to.
What do you reckon for me, Days? Oh, I was about to say he's not going to pass it up, is
well,
he?
He's 4 of 4 from the three.
He wants it.
He's going to go a 1 dribble, 2 dribble.
That's going to be an offensive foul.
Offensive foul.
3.5 minutes could decide the game.
Offensive rebound, Bowen, and Golding is fouled in the action of shooting. Area. He's 1 of 5. White steps back.
Of the game, you don't have any contact for several minutes. It really disrupts you.
Oh, Bowen from outside. That's hit the side of the backboard. That's
well.
Scores locked, 21, 2.5 left in the first. The opening game in your Friday doubleheader, that was touched from the hands of
Mission. Eventually he does. Shot clock stand away. Again, they'll use up their allotted 24 as Galloway is now fouled. From the
zone here from the Hawks. Struggling to defend individually.
Edwards been able to get to that spot a number of times in this first half. Bannon. Norton.
Golding, double teamed momentarily. Illy tries to get away from Lee. Now he digs for the baseline, distributes to low. He can't finish, and Dave picks up.
From Kadee, helps off Hickey, forces the ball out of Harvey's hands. Hickey, the less reliable three-point shooter.
At the other end.
No? Jax?
There's bound to be. There's bound to be.
A bit of Jax to him, greeted us for long hair. Trying my age, maybe.
But rebound. Now it's a scramble and rolls towards San Menenga. The Hawks out by 16. Adelaide, Lachie Olbrich. Here's Jordan Crawford.
There we go.
Milton Doyle lets rip, unsuccessfully. Days a rebound. His 5th rebound of the game. Guzlovic looked around, saw no defender, but can't convert. Tatum about to send Froling and Days back out there. Here's Hummer from 3-point land. Lee.
Okay with that going unwhistled in the first place as well.
And an odd game as far as some of the calls went the other night. Cairns against New Zealand. Tanner Groves Armstrong, Edwards, Higgins, Titcher, Galloway and Bradshaw, the 5 to start here for Adam Ford. Pedro Bradshaw rattles that one in.
Sean Bruce, shot clock to 7-6. What Noi. Hickey got there just in time. It's got to be Bruce. And Bruce buries his feet. Can't hit. Tui the putback miss. A scramble, Lea Pepe. Gargantuan under the ring. Back. Elijah Pepper. Head down, working baseline. A little wild from the Wildcats. And it finishes in the hands of Tyler Harvey. Perth are looking at their heaviest defeats in the 40-minute era. 35 against Adelaide 2018, and Harris dropped.
Make them shoot twos.
White steps out, kicks to Dellavedova. That won't count. Low with the offensive.
Trying to get it into Hurt. His body's all around him, so he has to kick it out. Shot clock down to 4. Hunter's already knocked down 1. Make it 2!
And there's quarters to go, but the Hawks can't put a foot wrong right now. The Breakers' defensive transition is some of the worst we've seen this season.
They desperately need that to fall.
What a 3-ball and a stop here will make things very interesting going into the 4th.
King, knock one down from this exact spot. Couldn't do it again.
Good rebound. They head man it to Lish. Lish goes in down low. And left open at the elbow. And that three-point shot by...
And the regather from Xavier Cooks, fighting hard. The main man at the Sydney Kings. Jalen Adams put it down to Xavier. Good 3-ball from Wani. Counter the Oliver bucket and free throw. Now Kwat Noi.
These days, send them to the block. But right now, the 36 is on fire on the offensive end. Montrez wants a piece of it. Can't get it to go.
That ball's got to go back to facility.
In that third period. Can't get that to finish. Jason Kadir with the wily veteran move. Tips it up and out. He'll come up with the...
Toddy Blanchfield kicks one off the glass.
Winland with the interception. Here's Ty Webster.
Are you out of your mind, Ty?
Kelsey Brown, courtside.
Justin Tatum was frustrated with the play in that first quarter. He said, there's nothing I have to say about that. He said on the offensive end, we need to get the ball moving and defend.
Brad, after being down in the first quarter, and we know if they win the rebounding count, they generally win the game as Lowe misses one from deep.
The length, great closeout, the athleticism. Great work by Galloway.
Timeout coming, Illawarra. Oliver in transition, tees off.
Will 14 points in the first quarter. This is outrageous from Trey Cal on debut in front of his new home fans. Bateman from outside nails it.
That's done just enough. His radar. Then when he gets a look, bang, and Illawarra's gone into a zone from the last possession.
So if you're not at 100%, then all of a sudden that loss column starts to build up with the numbers you don't want to see next to it. But I'm really impressed with Kel. We saw him make a nice move, get some weaknesses. By the way, my Achilles tendonitis is playing up. Yeah, this is much nicer here.
This beautiful place, aptly named the Gold Coast.
I didn't realise the hiking through the beautiful rain as Jack White knocks down the 3. The big guys are
watching Brisbane games with Rocco.
This is a great place for him to be. We know there's a lot of scouts here this week watching him, and he has played well so far. He's been...
Bit like that.
Right on cue.
Sport that is rife for a lot of interpretation.
This is a man who can empathize with rankings and the difficult task it is to make.
Like this. And he's definitely one that has a chance to step into that role.
You feel like it's the kind of Torrey Craig type role.
Nice hands from Harvey.
Yuan with the no-looker. Oh! And Olbrich got him with the foot.
Without their big man, Sam Froling. Low run off the line by Olbrich. The veteran gets inside, and Melbourne will be shooting. He checks out with his third foul. It's been very physical out there. White took it to the rack, and Darius Days went with him.
Camp, like you said, but there's continuity to them playing together. They know where to get their looks from. So I think with this group, that was a tough shot. With this group out...
Smart. Shot clock to single figures. They go to Hurt. Now Walton Jr. ducks and weaves his way to the rim. Well, he finally gets it pulled by Foxwell. Now Lewis trying to get away from Olbrich, who does enough defensively. The Phoenix come away. Olbrich's had his free throw struggles this season. A second foul on this man, Cam Oliver. No other King has more than one. As I mentioned, here's Tui. He apologises to his bench. Noy again. It's Kawatnoy forcing the foul on Lockie Olbrich this time.
Does a great job of hunting his three-point shot opportunities.
Got a few big shot makers, don't they?
You know you think you're right. True, but I have to acknowledge that you could be right.
Championship winning assistant coach Brad Rosen. So the two colleagues of mine still, the Illawarra crowd sold out again, more than 5,000. Stand and applaud because the Kings can't score until now. Cam Oliver nursing.
McCarron can't find anything on the inside. Darling will take it to the rim. Big body against Lachie Olbrich. Can't get it to fall. But Lachie Olbrich
doesn't want to take the shot. Hill's not going to be shy. So it looks like they're wide open. Basketball. Here's his bread and butter. Couldn't get it to go. And they'll get another.
Can I get a guard that passes?
Preach. You're going to know about it soon, folks.
Believe me.
You're going to know about it.
I just have a couple of superstars and you have role players. But this bench could probably start for other teams and would probably beat other teams if they played the minutes.
Davis kicks to Jarrell Martin, who puts it on the deck inside Olbrich, confronted by Days, and a foul called on Darius Days. It's going to be his thing on offer. Red numbers on the shot clock now for Vasiljevic against Lockie Olbrich. Past him and from close range adds the two. He's got all the moves.
That was a way to maybe get Isaac Humphries back in the game a little bit, get him some touches.
Davis attracted all the attention. He's trying to march over the top, both ends. Here's Harold marching inside, taking him on aggressively and continuing on into the front row of the stage.
Rock solid. Menenga to Mooney. That's Darling loose.
Robertson a bit apprehensive.
Cooks, tough shot, tried the reverse layup. Is this
when they've got the shooters on there at the moment?
Bit of history for Tyler Harvey. 400 made threes. The first Hawks import to do so. The seventh
home games here throughout the balance of this season, Brad. They're playing for a home court advantage in the playoffs. They don't want to have to go to a Sydney to play a game 3.
Kelsey Brown, you're listening in to Justin Tatum in that timeout?
I was. He was quite funny. He said, I'm having to call timeouts because we're making mistakes, not because they're beating us. He said, if you're not going to do the right...
Offensive rebound for the Royal Hawks. Most of them have led to second chance points. Here is Lewis again. That's a strong move. It's a strong move.
6 points already. One of the most decorated players on this Australia team. And at the buzzer.
If you call that, you've got to call everything, Derek. You know, I'm just saying, get that ball over.
Oh, Quatnoy, that was the dunk coming on Sam Froling.
Hard show from Olbrich, leaves Montrez wide open. Fades out.
That one's going to go into Humphries as well. We're talking about down... Yep.
Webster likes that little step back. He likes it a whole lot right now. Good night.
Needs a breather. Lockie Olbrich out there instead. Cameron for Krebs, the step back three. Catches the rim and jumps out. Pinkley.
Really good pass, and it was a good cut by Blanchfield. Just did his good work with the missed layup.
Hollenberg scores and one.
Catches it.
Bradshaw over the top.
9 fourth quarter points in the first, well, inside the first 4 minutes of this term.
Oh my, the Hawks have scored, and Davis at the other end answers.
What? He might be able to get down like that. Harrison with the turnaround. That's smooth.
You're getting manhandled, then you get done on the retaliation there as Shaylee looks to find a way in. Lee with the little crossover straight through to the paint.
Okay.
Olbrich to continue in this capacity. Lee looks to get revenge in the middle, fades away. We see strength and power on one end and finesse.
You see they put the ball in his hands and let him do his thing.
White turns down the three in the corner. He'll go through the chest of Lachie Olbrich. Can't get it to go. But unusual Jack.
It's not meant to be super serious.
No.
It's just a great spectacle for the league, and great take by Doolittle, who's able to attack that closeout.
How would you do it? This is
type who can guard perimeter players like in the backcourt, who can guard wings. His thing is going to be, what does the shot look like this year? Throughout the season's probably the guy that I'm most looking forward to seeing. But Alex, you know, at the Blitz, I want to see how real that is, how real the information that
game, and now they've loaded up and got a lot of talent around this core. Tyler Harvey just continues to put the moves on, so too does Matt Hurd at the other end.
Very cool.
Just strikes me as he just wants to be out there.
Is there a player that loves it?
Oh, big block from Froling. But you know those players that sit at the end of the...
Coach Tatum Aney flew in from Paris via Dubai 2 days ago. So amazing effort. And you know, obviously things are going to get going as Days misses a shot and Kel gets...
Here in favour of the Hawks. A little bit of a mini comeback. Oh, Lee trips over in the middle of the...
Without their big man, Sam Froling. Low run off the line by Olbrich. The veteran gets inside, and Melbourne will be shooting.
Golding had that time, and he was almost in a one-man zone.
Clark ultra aggressive for three. There is Will Hickey.
And this is where if they're...
Great pass from Froling. Harvey can't get it to fit.
Clark off the glass. Pure class.
Scoring first quarter team in the league has gone to 30 points again, but they turn it over. And Foxwell now. Olbrich did enough.
And he's down.
Foxwell's hit the ground close enough to finish. Junior misses. A fight for the rebound. Comes to
forward in a significant way, and we're seeing that with a number of players on the floor, but the most important player, Matt Hurd, hasn't been.
Todd Blanchfield trying to change that. It rattles out. 4 of 21, the Hawks. 6 of 23, the Phoenix. Angus Glover doesn't need to shoot it from downtown. He ties it up as he...
Hard back off the rim. No go, and Lewis runs the floor. Malik Lewis dispatches Blanchfield. No whistle play on.
That was a foul, Matt. Just bemused, looking at his assistant coaches like, what can we do?
Matt Kenyon, assisted by Derek Walton Jr.
They bring them both back in a world. Can you see they're bringing both Doyle and...
They have to nail that third import.
Stoddart gets his first points. It's out to 17.
And that's what we spoke about, Coach, knowing your role. That is Todd Blanchfield's role. When he comes on that floor, when he's getting that ball in those pockets, he's let
the season will go through those phases, and to pick up those wins, they could have easily been losses. So that a lot of the time, the spirit of this Melbourne United. We've seen some nice touch by both teams with getting into the paint. That's just too easy.
Justin wins the summer shootout. He gets 50 large as a result. Now nearly, but didn't the summer shootout breathe some life into that blowout? Rebound. Now it's a scramble and rolls towards San Menenga. The Hawks out by 16.
Tassie are getting chances here. They haven't been able to knock down the shots.
And Doyle is emblematic of that.
Lee at the other end, no good. Adnam the rebound.
Maybe his career first, Adnam, on the rebound.
Yes, that's cruel, Pete Hooley, as Higgins titulates. That'd be a good man to foul if they can. He launches it up court. It's picked up by Edwards.
Here we go.
There might be a tail to right here.
left in the third. Walton Jr. got a rounder hit from Days, and Wieskamp provides the...
You know what that guy's coming in to do?
Yeah. Chasing under, inexcusable. And he will win them if they win it.
Perth are looking at their heaviest defeats in the 40-minute era. 35 against Adelaide 2018, and Harris dropped
for Australia. Emmanuel. EJ Sue goes all the way. Unfortunately, can't convert the...
If you call that, you've got to call everything, Kerry. You know, I'm just saying, get that ball over.
Oh, Potnoy, that was the dunk coming on Sam Froling. Continue to stand.
Well, the Kings tried something different there, and they doubled on the catch to Sam Froling, but they just continue to knock down the shot. There's a foul's call there, but once again...
He's a man for the big moment. T. Harvey. Now Cooks loses the ball. It's fielded by the Hawks.
You least expected a shot that an average dude wouldn't shoot. DJ knocks him down, and this is going up.
Kendrick Davis in transition, cash it, and the Adelaide gets inside, and Isaac Humphries walls it up. Davis gets one, fouled on the way to the rim.
Defense looked away now. Oh, why not?
Mans are inside off the little feed. Bueno, mi amigo!
Oh, short. That could have very easily been called a foul. But smart play by Olbrich to take it to the basket.
Timeouts so far been productive for the Illawarra Hawks.
Back-to-back buckets from the timeout. Wardenberg changes things for Cairns.
He's been sitting on the bench, just gets subbed in. I know it's the third quarter, but that's not that easy to do when you've been sitting down for 7 or 8 minutes.
It up. 9th turnover for the Hawks, but they had 6 in the opening quarter, so they've done a good job until now. Here's Kadee. His 3 off the mark, and Kel wrestling.
Hickey, but just look at the length he's got to go up against. You know, it's Hickey, it's Harvey, it's just that little bit different.
Adams over front court right now.
Here is Oliver! Slams that one!
He's cooking. He's cooking. He knows it too. He knows he can take this guy.
Here we go. Lachlan Olbrich fell down, and Isaac White threw it up to Zakarski. Gets
their way through. Not him. He wants to play more minutes, and he wants to be totally match fit heading into the season.
Yeah, I heard that his off-season great.
That's what it's all about.
It is, and that's what leaves lasting impressions on these young kids. That one time that they saw Hickey and he signed that contract.
Like this, and he's definitely one that has a chance to step into that role.
You feel like it's the kind of Torrey Craig type role
throughout the season's probably the guy that I'm most looking forward to seeing. But Alex, at the blitz, I want to see how real that is, how real the information that
in traffic there. So Days, he'll take the pass. 3. He's going to shoot it, and he gives the crowd. He tell you how many offensive boards they've got this quarter. But I think it'll be up near 6.
Strong drive there by...
turnover there. Days from 3, feet set. Falls over. It's going to be a flop warning.
Incredible run. 21 points in the game. Ellie misses the layup and then concedes.
And now, over the past couple of seasons, we've covered some big games, but I'm not sure we've ever felt a game as tense as this one.
13 points, hasn't scored in this third quarter. White through the lob up there for Lee. He couldn't.
Golding. And Hickey goes over to Dellavedova.
Pass for Lee.
See, that was the right idea by Olbrich, but someone's got to drop down on...
Dellavedova, low, Golding, Krebs and Bowen for Melbourne. Little find underneath. Nice vision from Lowe, and Kyle Bowen will be on the line. This is Dellavedova coming to the scorer's table. Golding dumps it off inside. Extra pass from Lee for Bowen. It's unfashionable, but it worked. Oh, it's all good to have you with us, and great to have you with us wherever you are around the world. Quarter number 3, game 2 of the championship series, and a pristine offensive set to start with by Melbourne.
And a job of trying to keep everyone in check.
That foul on Darius Days for an elbow. And there's Marcus Lee, provided for by Ian Clark.
Just bemused, looking at his assistant coaches like, what can we do?
Matt Kenyon, assisted by Derek Walton Jr.
Talent, personality, and he gets his team to win.
Derek Walton Jr. provides again for Matt Hurts. He has come back.
6 rebounds, 7 assists, and he's a plus 22.
Smart foul. You can give another one. Oh, that's a great pass.
Wieskamp. You're right, Brad. I was looking at the same thing. They could have given
these more one-on-one, 2-3 dribble sort of situations. And here it is, the go-to inbound play. Nice little spin around for Taco Fall and puts it in.
See, they know you're going to double minutes with a difference at 20 points in favour of the team on top of the league. Lee gets there eventually. It was designed town. White, and he drops the 2. He'll go to the line. Here's the foul door, and dime courtesy of Gorjak Gak. Lots of happy kids around the arena. Not to mention a few mums and dads, and maybe the odd co-commentator. 2 minutes left in the third. Walton Jr. got a rounder hit from Days, and Wieskamp provides the...
You know what that guy's coming in to do?
Yeah. Chasing under, inexcusable. And he will win them if they win it.
That's where they have the advantage.
Lachlan Cameron also on the floor, as is a catcher Lear. Great opportunity for him tonight to play some extended minutes.
This is entertaining. This is entertaining.
It's a sort of show within a show, this. Must look for low and make him a priority.
Second chance points. They'd be up by 30 if they weren't 4 of 16 from deep.
Just finished from Aaliyah. Kelsey Brown.
The energy you guys can probably feel.
Efforts. And we love a bit of efforts in a game of basketball. Hungry Jacks. There's a steal. The Hawk.
Drop D for some reason. Sam's got to be aggressive with PJC on the bench.
There was a slippery patch on the floor.
Lockie Olbrich was trying to point it out. So
words from the coach last week, and at times in this first half. Tyler Robertson. Here's Lee Arthur in heavy traffic.
DJ deeper in the paint, throws it up.
Oh! And Glover out there to run the point. Down the middle and another big dunk.
Great finish.
Hickey, Todd Blanchfield, Mason Peatling, Zach Triplett, all former United roster members, as Marcus Lee can't find the hole from close.
That's what I'm doing if I'm Foxwell. Don't let him get the ball at all.
Maxwell finds Bowen on to Marcus Lee, and now he forces the foul on Olbrich.
6 is the run from the Hawks after Adelaide led 14-4. Shot clock to single digits. Here's Humphreys. That won't work.
No good to describe the way the Bullets are playing at the moment. We might need to go into the Justin Schuller vernacular to see what he can come up with at some point. And a turnover teams. Hawks by 4. 4 minutes remaining and change here in this third period. Zakarski just can't finish, and Hickey can't handle the...
It's fun to watch, and this is the matchup I was excited to see tonight, is Olbrich and Jack White going at it at both ends of the floor.
And this is where Shea Ely, we found in the preseason, he's shown a real aggression to push that ball. And Melbourne United looks so good in transition when he's doing that.
Crowd. Melbourne wind that shot clock all the way down now to single figures. Dellavedova. Can't score from underneath. Lee with the...
Beautiful offense. Well, the best offense we have seen in recent years. Hummer helps himself to his first points. It's out to 17.
And that's what we spoke about, Copes, knowing your role. That is Todd Blanchfield's role. When he comes on that floor, when he's getting that ball in those pockets, he's less...
Undermanned and part of a really busy stretch. The Breakers just looking a little tired. Ball gets away from Olbrich and flushes two.
A little bit of us to say you have to wear non-Christmas uniforms.
Now, they look spectacular. I'm trying to get my hands on one. And shout out to Big Joe, the team manager, who actually designed these singlets. He does so much hard work.
Season between these sides. Illawarra winning both so far, each by 7 points. Oliver. Mixed form this season, but he finds a foul.
Long bomb and making it nice and interesting. The Hawks are looking the goods right now as Almanza falls to the ground. It is a foul, though. It's a foul on the ground. You're right.
They'll probably score more just because. Let the game come to you.
Again, they go to Taco Fall, and there's his first points in the NBL.
He's in the camp.
Just changed it up. Justin Tatum, Day's coming off the bench. And the same works, and there you go. There's Taco.
Joe, he's at Rockets.
Career highs in regards to his shooting percentages, as we said, almost going at the 50, 40, 90.
He's been fantastic. He's my Hawk MVP of the season.
And nice footwork by the big man, but just not able to convert.
And Humphries just has enough of the pressure. Likes the matchup. Gets deep with the good defense by Olbrich. Illawarra will come.
Illawarra's lead back to 8.
Lewis with the left hand.
And he's talking a little trash. Live.
An introduction to the team in the league and was prepared. So it'll be interesting to see which direction they head.
Ball on the floor. So
8 of 11 from the field. Tassie 4 of 10. Kruzlovic putting it on the floor. Fading away, banking it home. Tough little turnaround.
It still was porous. The defense hasn't been great. You can't score against Adelaide. They need to maintain the rage at the offensive end, and Humphries doesn't.
Well, the results say wrong call, but I understand Brian Gorgon, who's desperate to get his team popping, gets to the rim, and that's a much cleaner pickup, and he's able to...
Matt Campbell is very for that.
And 24-year-old out of Florida. Pepe too big and strong. You have no chance of stopping.
43-25 at the start of this term. They've got it back to 5 points. Harrison with strength and some finesse. Play with Cobb.
Feels like Ruck, they really want to come out of the gates hard this year.
Well, the reality is, and you don't want to be negative here, Groves makes a nice finish. But, Damo, some of those...
Yeah. Really loud crowd. Tassie going to have short huddles, so got to get plays called quick.
Great pass from Flynn Cameron, finds Marcus Lee. We're starting to see a little bit of chemistry.
Downloaded Keanu Pinder. Shot clock winds to 7.
That's a great take by Pinder. He read the defense. He gave him what plays he's going to run.
Down to the next start. He can't score, and Peatling...
Way a little. He had some DMPs late in the season and in the finals. So big off season, and they have high hopes for him to be highly productive in this campaign.
By 7. An offensive showcase this contest. Hunter going at Olbrich, up and under. Beautiful finish.
Patient, big, strong.
Great way to start for the Hawks.
So Lee in the post, nice little hook shot, can't get it to go. Wang. And 80 points to 75, so a 5-point lead here for the Hawks. Plenty of time to go, still 8 minutes. Yarn with the post move against Olbrich, just couldn't get it off the glass.
Golding got in front of Schweiker Bullock and then fed Lee inside. They've left a few. They look flat, they look lethargic, and they were looking for answers at the start of the third. It's a much different team now, and Marcus Lee. Golding searching for space, decides to head inside. Little dump off for Marcus Lee. He'll go to the line to shoot an extra.
Season. Another really consistent year. Will be hot property if he doesn't become a free agent. There's Deng. Teases almost.
That Coach Tatum have come out and hit 2 threes. They've got a turnover, as good as New Zealand were doing.
And they're all alone. Good split there by Mooney.
They're a very hard team to predict what they're going to do because they're so well coached and play so well. This man has made a huge difference, and you just look at the way he just gives everyone confidence around.
Guys, put the jinx on him.
Guys, that's Joel.
Joel, he throws you under the bus straight away.
To a problem. He's Callaway inside. You want the next one. Go at him.
The Hawks fighting to trim this Sydney lead, but Alex Tui, a behemoth,
and get the on-ball screen.
Jalen Adams looking to get up close. Instead, Xavier Cooks. Great finish from Cooks. He wanted the foul call as...
There with the handoff to Dellavedova.
Kelly's having a stinker quarter right now.
Yeah, good call.
The double team comes again for Bryce. The pass to Almanza, who was freed up because Olbrich was...
Unique thing is PJC likes to get out, push the break, and really push the pace. So everybody has to kind of change a little bit.
There's Meninga. That's better. Chance for a three-point play.
Travel violation called here. Your career, you don't want to be going in a half-time break, down by 20, but it's really hard to score.
Continue to stand. Well, the Kings tried something different there, and they doubled on the catch to Sam Froling, but they just continue to knock down the shot. There's a foul's called there, but once they
execute better on the offensive end. Prekel's got to take the ball and set something up. Just like Kendrick Davis did there for Humphreys, but here comes Tyler Harvey. Defense look away now. Oh, why not?
Manza inside off the little feed. Bueno, mi amigo! Moves into the corner. Here's Todd Withers, who's out there as Bryce Cotton's nominated replacement. Manza with a little push again. That's well short.
He got off the hook there, Adelaide. Tyler Harvey in transition, feeling good. Beautiful pass from Davis there to set up Harold. Who'll
been able to maintain injury-free stints.
Adams for Oliver. Look out! Cam Oliver slams that with
over front court right now.
Here is Oliver! Slams that one!
Still shooting at just under 60% on the game, the Hawks. Harrison inside makes it back to a one-point game.
That was super fun. Sydney, Southeast Melbourne. High scoring, not a lot of defense, but close. And this one, similarly, as Rob Lowe cuts it.
Campbell said he'd been looking at him for 2 years. He will be certainly happy to have him on this roster, and the reports from the Illawarra Hawks is that he's a fantastic dude as well.
Yeah,
I've been told he's funny, Kyle.
We'll have to.
Great play drawn up in the huddle.
United need an answer back. They look to Lee. Goes to his hook, can't find it. The Lee on the opposite.
Been an entertaining start to this game, albeit a lot of changes from both teams, but here's Almanza rolling to the basket.
Nice defense from Hickey recovering there. Wang sets the pick, drives inside, hooking foul, offensive.
Dumps it straight back to Ian Clark with the mismatch. Whoa. Olbrich sends him packing with authority. 5 minutes remaining in the third term. Golding crosses over on Olbrich. His struggles continue. Low.
Golding had that time, and he was almost in a one-man zone.
Clark ultra aggressive for three. There is Will Hickey.
And this is where if they're ready.
Great pass from Froling. Harvey can't get it to fit.
Clark off the glass. Pure class. 43% shooting from the field. Different lineup out there for Melbourne right now. Clark. Look at the first.
Coming and slipping out of it. He wants to see more collisions on those on-ball screens.
Very high-class paraphrasing from you, Andrew Gaze.
Put back.
Wieskamp on Olbrich, spinning inside, around and out for Joe Wieskamp. Nothing's falling for him.
Phoenix, as Edwards wanted a foul. Just got to be careful here. Shot clock ticking down.
The top offensive set right here.
It'll suit Adnan. They wanted to get it away, but
It's Lachie Olbrich. 5 on the shot clock. Big man goes to work, lost the handle, talked out of the points again.
This is that individual style.
Mooney pulls up, finds the net again.
Tassie are getting chances here. They haven't been able to knock down the shots.
And Doyle is emblematic of that.
Taipan's team will not go away. Edwards for 3.
Why are we shooting?
Foul straight away. Edwards gets it into Armstrong. Tarrant going to the cup. He is fouled. It wasn't.
To the game, 5, a little over 5 remaining before three-quarter time. Almanza showing some ball skills. Oh, goodness me. Through the leg, spin move, scores the points. 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Rowan Foxwell hurt. We've seen that move so many times in this season.
Boynick. No good.
Main break. Clock down to 4. Sobey, late in the corner, got it. Big time.
This season with the Taipans, but he is capable.
Darren Armstrong to miss the next 2 to 3 weeks with an ankle injury. Edwards has that rattle out over the course of 40 minutes. Taking the lead for the first time since the opening bucket of the contest. Gack, that's tough.
And then last year he got better. And this year he's gotten a whole lot better. So he deserves every minute he gets.
Vasiljevic in traffic, worried out of the points. And it's the Hawks. It was the MVP, grand final MVP. Won the championship. Averaged 20 points, 12 boards. He was outstanding. This is Montrezl Harrell, though, saying you've still the ditch. Showed a lot of it to Tyler Harvey. Now the shot clock's in red numbers, and Montrezl Harrell's got make something happen and quickly. Couldn't convert, loose ball. Lee got Humphreys. Montrezl Harrell has 9 to lead his team in that category. Here he's looking for something at the offensive end. Tough shot.
Good to get an opportunity with 7 minutes to go. So Hawks put him in there crunch time. Days can't make that 3 go.
McCarron with the quarterback pass, can't find anyone. Olbrich will get one last chance to have it.
Floater for Tyler.
He better have made that floater because Toddy Blanchfield was wide open. But Tyler Harvey's floater, I'd love to know the shooting percentage on season. It'd have to be over 50.
Menenga to Mooney. Darling loses it. Another turnover. And Days can elevate here. Takes the
3 points in the first 5 minutes, and they've still rattled off 22.
It's a slow start, and it's getting her worse. Now Days is coming down. Edwards in attack mode. Too much juice on it. Olbrich with the steal, and then Higgins teacher fouls him. Crowd wants an unsportsmanlike call.
And we love a bit of effort in a game of basketball. Hungry Jacks. There's a steal. The Hawks. Can they finish the term in style? Days does with the...
And at times in this first half, Tyler Robertson is Liafa in heavy traffic. He was looking for Cooks. Harvey with the steal. Tell him Xavier sent you. Sydney deny Illawarra, but then cough it up straight away. It's been a high.
It's a new career high.
20 points, 10 of 13.
That Greeter came up with it. 3-on-1 for the Hawks. Greeter got it back.
Free will. I wanted to ask Justin, why all the pressure, bro? No, shouldn't be any pressure, shouldn't be any stress. Your son's on $60 million a year, bro. Calm down.
In the league and was prepared, so it'd be interesting to see which direction they head.
Ball on the floor. So if a coach is coming from overseas, I think we now can officially rule Andrew Gaze out of that.
They look from the perimeter.
Edwards has 4 points. Puts the ball on the floor. Was stripped by Olbrich.
They need to get on that diet.
Clark looks to push, gets pressured, and Lachie Olbrich comes up with it. Lee in transition draws the foul on Rob Lowe. He's certainly happy to have him on this roster, and the reports from the Illawarra Hawks is that he's a fantastic dude as well.
Yeah,
I've been told he's funny, Kyle.
We'll have to see it. We'll have to see it to believe it, but I think his shooting is definitely something that's standing.
The request came from Alice for him to be aggressive. So far, he has been.
I like the shot. I like it. They might just need to play a little bit more defense. I like the intent.
High Meteors. Walton Jr. was looking for Lewis. The Hawks take it away.
Really, really fun player for Southeast.
And we'll talk about the next stars shortly, but I'm keen for your thoughts on Lachie Olbrich, who we've seen a little bit of.
Here we go.
And we see him now, just finishing as he goes to the cup. Last year, he was one of
There are a number of those players in the NBA right now, like, you know, Trevor Ariza is a little bit bigger than he is, I guess, but like Trevor Ariza would be like a good person for him to study tape-wise, right? It gets underneath.
Olbrich
Can't finish off.
He was too open then.
Well, we're going to see a turnover here.
Oh, here we go.
We go down the other
Here we
end.
go.
And we get the layup. A little bit of a mini comeback. Oh, Lee trips over in the middle of the paint. It's going to be a jump ball, I'd say, and Hawks will have the possession arrow.
Dumps it straight back to Ian Clark with the mismatch. Whoa. Olbrich sends him packing with authority.
Scores locked, 21, 2.5 left in the first. The opening game in your Friday doubleheader, that was touched from the hands of Guapnoy. In the blink of an eye, it's Illawarra out by 5. Sean Bruce trying to have the final save for Sydney. There's time here for Blanchfield from mid.
You can really see a world where Todd Blanchfield hitting a couple of big threes throughout a few of these series could be that guy for the Illawarra Hawks. Hickey out in transition. Finds the...
No, Big Joe wants to bring it back. Good luck winning an argument with Joe. Sobey probing inside, runs hard into Olbrich, and now banging bodies, Blanchfield.
Too easy. You know what that guy's coming in to do?
Yeah. Chasing under, inexcusable. And he will win them if they happen to win the championship. Rule, Derek, where does it say you have to wear non-Christmas uniforms?
Now, they look spectacular. I'm trying to get my hands on one. And shout out to Big Joe, the team manager, who actually designed these singlets. He does so much hard work, and previously with the...
Go to the basket, lays it up.
Outstanding individual talent on both teams offensively, as Cotton is not slowing down.
Blocked by Lachie Olbrich. Hickey but gets it straight back. Elijah Pepper, head down, working baseline. A little wild from the Wildcats, and it finishes in the hands of Tyler Harvey.
Field open on the arc.
Kelsey Brown, you're listening in to Justin Tatum in that timeout?
I was. He was quite funny. He said, I'm having to call timeouts because we're making mistakes, not because they're beating us. He said, if you're not going to do the right thing, you can sit.
Ripped the hearts out of the Phoenix last time they were in this building.
What do you have, 16 in a quarter or something?
Oh, Foxwell trying to take on the big boys.
It was a close game.
Now gets away from Lee. Finds Tui with a great look. Offensive board and the regather from Xavier Cooks, fighting hard.
What? Justin Tatum yelling, what are we doing? It's a great question.
Former Wildcats, Toddy Blanchfield kicks one off the glass.
Winland with the interception. Down last season, Tyler Harvey on the high standards that we've come to expect, but he's playing really good basketball this season.
Now Warren, Will Davo Hickey, Todd Blanchfield, Mason Peatling, Zach Triplett, all former United roster members, as Marcus Lee can't find the hole from close range.
Able to eke out a hard-fought win, so I can understand why Adam Ford may have been a little conservative.
Defensive end. Here's Milton Doyle. Moving inside to Krislovich. Putting the moves on Olbrich. Is that going to go? That's going to go back in black. Away in the corner.
Just thought it was going to go down.
And that was close.
Cook goes alone on a 4-man break and gets swatted.
1 on 4 usually does.
NBA scouts watching Brisbane games with Rocco.
This is a great place for him to be. We know there's a lot of scouts here this week watching him, and he has played well so far. He's been the glue to that team.